Hello. Oh, from the title of the video, you might be able to partially tell what this is. Well, since I got a new camera, I'm just gonna do a closer look at this Mathis cooler I got. Of course, it's one of the extremely rare models, since the ones that are more common has a crescent moon shape. Yeah, this is one of the rarest box fans I've ever seen. Like, none of the other collectors out there ever has one of these. Well, maybe one other, but that's about it. I did make a video of this last year, but it said it was in 240p, so I went to do a little more HD. Also, since now this camera has flashlight mode, I could show you how awful the motor looks. But it still runs well, if you hadn't seen it in the last video. Yep, here's what the motor looks like up close. Even the information tag on it is completely away. Well, the windings kind of look dirty. I'm not sure I'm not sure why it makes a weird smell of like a bunch of dirt and rust. Of course, this was made back in the early 1930s. Mathis cooler doesn't make any fans anymore. They eventually switched on from Mathis cooler to making Curtis Mathis televisions, stereos, and yeah. You may be wondering why this zip ties on. Well, this cage is kind of loosened, so I'm trying to keep it from making contact with the blades. The blades is made from very thick metal. And you can kind of see the way it looks. Really reminds me of a propeller on a plane, on an airplane. This kind of does need oiling. And keep in mind, this thing is very noisy, but the bearings are in good condition since I don't hear any knocking sound. But the bearings are kind of stiff. Do not do this. That's just showing anything. And I'll start off with low. First, let me make sure no blade's not hitting anything. Alright, let's start off with low. Yep, it still works. Although it still smells like rust and dirt and dust. It's been sitting in my bedroom for a while. The motor still sounds the same. Nothing's really different. Here's low. And then here's 2. Keep in mind, this is one of the only Mathis cooler fans to have 4-speed. Most of them are 2 speeds with different blade designs and shape. Medium. This is also really strong. It blows a crap ton of air. Whoa, the motor's kind of making a weird rattling noise now, but no arcing. Here's high and off. Yeah. This thing kind of creeps me out sometimes by the noises, but once you're used to it, it doesn't really startle you as much, since how loud the motor is. Of course, another thing you should know about these box fans are they are super heavy. The first time I ever picked this thing up, it was a struggle. I think I got this as a gift from Dad back in December 2014, yeah. But I'm very thankful I got one of these extremely rare box fans since I've seen only one video on these. He's from another YouTuber, but in better condition. Well, except the other one, the other video I've seen has bad bearings. But this is in pretty good condition. Well, not good, but it's in decent, fine It's just cosmetic. Could need some cleaning. Well, at least it's not as bad as when we first got it, because the first time when we got it, it was completely beaten up with dust and dirt covering up. It looked awful, and then it got cleaned up a little bit. The motor did kind of arc the first time I ran this off camera. Of course, since I didn't have a YouTube channel yet in 2014, but in late 2016, I decided to run it, and then outdoors, of course, then there's no arcing for the motor. Yeah. Well, if any collectors are watching this and really wants to look for one of these, well, or keep an eye out deeply, since these are not easy to find at all, like the Lakewood, like any Lakewoods from 70s or 80s. Yeah, that'll be it for this video. Also, most parts are original. Well, it is missing the protector box for the switch area, so you can kind of see the inner mechanics of the switch. And also, one or two of the bolts are missing from the cage, but it's still being held on by that. It's just the top part needs a zip tie to keep it from going too far. Yeah, most of the wirings are original. The motor's fully original. I don't think you can remove the blades at all. So finding a replacement motor for this will probably be a really big pain in the neck. Especially finding someone who knows how to operate these is gonna be another pain in the neck, since most people doesn't own these. Like almost everybody doesn't own one of these models, except for a couple people out there that are lucky to find one. It looks like somebody put in some electrical tape, like the original owner of this that owned this before me had to put electrical tape on this. Here, and it still has the fully original cord. I can tell by the fact how worn down the cord looks. And this yeah. If you want to know the model number is 546. I'm telling the video's gonna say model number, and the serial number is 211800, and the amp it runs on is 3 amps in 60 seconds. There's the brand Master's cooler. So that'll be it for this video on it, and I'll see you in the next video.